What's up everybody, I hope you guys enjoyed your holidays and New Year's. In today's video, we're going to be comparing the gift with purchase Tahu and the OG 2001 Tahu to see which one is better out of both, so let's get to it. So guys, we have our three items for today's comparison. First we have on the left, we have our gift with purchase Tahu here, which I got last year. And then we have on the right, we have our OG, the mascot of Bionicle Tahu here, and then we have our list of 7 aspects we're to do to go over these two to see which one's better out of both. So let's get started with the design. I like how LEGO attempts to recreate the original Tahu from 2001. The unique pieces they use to try to recreate the original shape for Tahu's silhouette is a pretty good effort from LEGO trying to recreate 2001. Especially the tiny modern pieces LEGO tries to use to recreate his details, but there's some flaws that this Tahu kind of suffers from, like the gray that sticks out. This was the birth of Bionicle, and everything was completely new, especially the new pieces they came with for this new system. The combination between LEGO Technic and the new ball joint system really did put a punch to this new starter line for this new series. Throughout the years, these new design pieces will later on be upgraded until its very end. For the winner of the designs, I'm going to give the winner to the one and only OG Tahu because of his OG pieces make him the most unique, and his mechanical designs are just too iconic. You can't miss this, the mascot of Bionicle, which created like pretty much everything. And this is just only one set, so it won't make it too big and make a whole series of Bionicle characters in this kind of building style. So I'm gonna give the winner of designs to the OG Tahu because of how iconic he is. So let's move on to the next aspect of the list, being the price. For the price of the gift for purchase Tahu, I don't think he really has a price per se if you want to buy him in person, because there's this kind of challenge I think going on with during January of 2023 where you have to choose like a specific type of LEGO topic like Ninjago or LEGO Friends and buy like a set that was about $150 between $200, and you had to buy an expensive set in order to get the LEGO Tahu for free, and he was kind of like a freebie which you can get if you buy the chosen topics of LEGO sets you need to buy in order to get him. So I don't think if I can count a price tag for the Tahu, the gift with purchase Tahu, but if you're looking for secondhand sets, you could go to eBay and see his actual prices to see how much he goes for. But I don't know if I could count this one, but let's just move on to the OG Tahu and see if he outbeats the gift with purchase Tahu. So let's move on to him. Moving on to the OG 2001 Tahu. If you were to get him on release during 2001, he would have cost you about $7 if you want to buy him in person. But nowadays, if you want to buy him secondhand, he just costs a bit over $30 to $40 if you want to make condition, or like if you want the canister and the instructions included to make them complete, or just to make condition overall. But he has a pretty reasonable price nowadays, but some of it, if you want to get him like brand new mid condition, he's not really the best price choice. But if you were alive in 2001, he would have been your best set to get during that age. So I think Tahu might have the edge over the gift with purchase one, the OG one. So let's get to the list and see who won this price. So if I were to count the extra expensive LEGO set you had to buy in order to get this guy for free, a gift with purchase, I would say this Tahu will win this one because during his release during 2001, if you were alive back then, he would have cost you about $7, under $10, which is an amazing price back then. So I'm getting the winner, the OG Tahu of price. So let's move on to the third aspect of this list, being the availability. If you were planning to buy the two sets I've been talking about secondhand, the availability on both sets are pretty decent because they have the same amount of availability, and the sets there on the websites you can look at, like Lego Bricklink or eBay or Amazon, they're on there right now, and neither of the sets have been sold out online, so you could pretty much buy both of them secondhand or like brand new condition. So I think the availability on secondhand buying is pretty good. For the availability on the exact release date on between the two sets I've been talking about, the availability would be a bit more better on the OG 2001 Tahu, better than the gift with purchase one, because of how much attention the OG sets brought, a lot more than the gift with purchase one. I mean, the gift with purchase one drew a lot of attention to many Bionicle fans because of how like revealing it was and how they think Lego was bringing Bionicle back to the system. But if you were thinking about big stuff like when Apple was created, just look back at the 2001 sets. They were really big back then, and Bionicle was this new entire toy line that everybody was excited for, and this new topic of sets pretty much saved Lego from bankruptcy. So for the OG sets, their availability was much more superior and the attention was drawn way more better. So I'm just gonna give the one of availability to the OG sets. Pretty much for the availability, this tells on, pretty much depends on if you want to buy the sets either secondhand or first hand when the sets completely release on their exact release date. But if I were for the exact date, I would go with the OG one. But for the second hand, would just be a tie. So I feel like the OG one has one availability for this one because of its first hand buying release. You can pretty much buy him for a pretty cheap price. But for this one, that's a completely different story. So, but with availability out of the way, we can now move on to the fourth aspect of this list, being the posability. Starting the articulation with the gift with purchase Tahu. But just by looking at him, he has a lot of mixel joints, which makes him a lot more flexible. Starting off with his torso, which has a ball joint here, and he has a ball joint on the neck, and the rest of his body has ball joints except his elbows because they're on hinge joints. But overall, I think the best part about this Tahu is that he has posable knees, which wasn't really like present in the OG sets like the Toamata and the Nuva. So I think the gift with purchase Tahu might have just a slight edge over the original one, but we'll see that after looking at him. And let's move on to the OG Tahu, see if his articulation is a lot more better than the gift with purchase one. So let's move on to him. Moving on for the articulation of the OG Tahu, he doesn't really have much of posability. He doesn't have movable knees or anything, but at least he has some ankle movement, which is not present on the gift with purchase Tahu. And his arms are a ball joint, which are kind of similar to the gift with purchase one. But overall, he's not really that posable. Plus, his neck is not posable. But if you were to grab a different piece, like a bendy wire, like this piece here, which can bend a lot, he would have a lot of articulation. But those are just add-ons to make him more better. But rating his articulation as a whole set overall with its OG pieces, I think the articulation on the OG Toa are not as good as today's sets, like the gift with purchase Tahu and the later sets come out after this line of Bionicle. So I think the gift with purchase one has the edge over this guy. So let's get to the show. For the posability, finally the gift with purchase Tahu finally wins a dub for the posability because of his mixel joints and whatnot. As you can see here, he has a lot of ball joints, and at least he has some knee articulation other than the Toamata Tahu here, which doesn't have any knees at all, just one piece molded legs, and that's pretty much it. Just has some hip articulation and ankle articulation, but that's just only it because it doesn't really make him posable, because if you were to mod his legs, it would look a bit funky. But overall, if you were to rate him as a set in its OG pieces, I think this one just wins over the edge. So with posability, the gift with purchase Tahu. So let's move on to the The fifth aspect of this list being the packaging. Like any other standard Lego set, the gift with purchase Tahu is just like any other Lego box set, and there's nothing much to the packaging. It's all the regular details, and everyone has pretty much seen it at this point. I know, bringing up the old nostalgic features that we got from the older packages, trying to prove my point, but still, it would be pretty neat for the LEGO team to add just a slight little details and fun features for the packaging of this Tahu's package. I mean, we could have at least gotten a little storyboard about Tahu's origin. For the start of Bionicle's packaging, it turned out pretty good because it had some features upheld in it, such as the code you can reveal from the back of the canister, which you can unlock from the Bionicle website, and the many Toa you can see to collect from the back too. There's also this bronze endo head, which you can put the golden mask on top of the canister for collectible reasons. Overall, these were some pretty good features for our first canister for a start of a new series that LEGO was working on during the time of 2001. For the winner of the packaging, I'm going to give the winner to the OG Tahu himself, because you just can't outbeat the nostalgic this canister has upon many Bionicle fans like me. And this box here is just like any other Lego ordinary set, which you can get off the Lego store and any other toy store you can get it from. But this just has a lot more features it upholds. Like this head, for example, you could put the gold mask on. And the feature the canister has where you can rotate the plastic around the canister that's being wrapped, and you can see the many different Toa here, and this code where you can enter in the website you can see here. And plus this has this little storyboard with the Lego Tahu here, which shows a little cool little comic, if you want to say, a little storyboard of how Tahu became him, and this is like a little instructions manual and the feature it shows for the Tahu you get in the canister. So for the winner of the packaging, the OG Tahu wins this one because nostalgic, I guess. So the winner for it, OG Tahu. Let's move on to the accessories, being the sixth aspect of this list. For the accessories of what the gift with purchase Tahu has, he includes Tahu, which is an extra build you can do. This platform here, which has this, whatever this is, and this has some like importance to the Bionicle story, which they can say that this is Makuta being the main antagonist of the whole series, and this egg thing, which I customized, being Mata Nui, this like god, the watcher of the universe, of the Matoran universe. And third, it has the display base, which you can display your Tahu on, and the many details on it looks amazing, astounding. And those are the three accessories, the main accessories you can get with this Tahu. I don't know if you can conclude Tahu as an accessory, but here's just an extra build you can do, so whatevs. And that's all of the accessories that includes with the gift with purchase Tahu. So I think he has a bit of the edge over the OG Tahu. So I think he wins this one. For the accessories of the OG Tahu, his fire sword. And that's it. That's all he includes for his set, just the fire sword, which is his only accessory of the set, and nothing crazy going on with this inventory. It's just his fire sword that he all includes. And plus it was 2001 at the time, so the birth of Bionicle wasn't too crazy, and LEGO thought this line of LEGO sets will be short-lived, so LEGO wanted to make it as simple as possible for Bionicle's beginning. So that's Tahu for you and all of its accessories. To point out the winner for the accessories, I think it's pretty obvious, which we can tell from the gift with purchase and the OG Tahu's accessories, or we can conclude that the gift with purchase Tahu wins the accessories. So we can move on to the final aspect of this list, just being my overall opinion. For my overall opinion for the gift with purchase Tahu is that He's a pretty cool collectible and a nice little desk display for any collectors out there, especially Bionicle fans or OG LEGO fans. This could be a really good final piece to add to your LEGO Bionicle collection. But at the same time, this is just only one set that LEGO decided to make just to revive Bionicle just a little bit, or maybe not. But at least the effort kinda counts from LEGO trying to do this for all LEGO fans or OG Bionicle fans. It's the effort I really appreciate about LEGO trying to revive Bionicle just a little bit by doing this one set as a gift with purchase. I know my opinion on this Tahu might sound just a slight bit different from other OG Bionicle fans or OG LEGO fans. In my opinion, this figure isn't too shabby and it was a pretty good start for a new series. I think it's the lack of articulation that threw me off about this Tahu, but overall, this set is damn iconic and I'm not gonna take back my word for it. The first time this set released, it inspired many fans and it changed LEGO forever. For instance, this new series even inspired the whole community to be created and made a whole fandom for Bionicle. So for the winner of the overall opinion between the two Tahus is that it's really up to you guys to see which Tahu is not more better, because this video had a lot of opinion based aspects on the two, and I think it should be the right thing to do to let you guys to see or decide which Tahu is better. So thank you guys for watching. For today's comparison, like and subscribe this video, share if you want, hit that bell button to get more videos just like this, and see you guys in the next one. Peace.